Have you ever thought to yourself, this job isn't what I thought it would be? Welcome back to our Cultures of Wellbeing series, where we share insights on burnout strategies and how to bring well-being to your nonprofit organization. And before we get into the tips from today's topic, we first just want to acknowledge all of the nonprofit workers and organizers out there who are on the front lines of keeping people well and safe during such a horrific time of upheaval and injustice in the United States. Our commitment at Do Good Leadership Collective is to keep sharing the message that your well being matters. And we want to continue to produce whatever supports and resources that we can offer to keep helping the helpers. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Now, let's get into our topic of psychological contracts. In workplace environments, we frequently talk about the need for psychological safety, which helps team members trust that they can take risks and be themselves at work without being judged or punished. What we don't talk about enough is the concept of a psychological contract. A psychological contract is the unspoken and unwritten set of expectations between an employee and their organization. And unlike an employment contract that outlines job duties, salaries, and benefits, psychological contracts are developed based on assumptions about how someone will be treated, what they will receive in return for their effort, and what the workplace culture might be like. Here is a great example. An employee might be going above and beyond in their job because they psychologically expect that their hard work will automatically lead to a promotion, and then the promotion never comes. Another example is when your boss expects you to work on weekends, although your paperwork says that you're only supposed to be doing 40 hours of work a week. These examples point to the reality that now more than ever, it is important to repair any broken psychological contracts that exist in your nonprofit organization. Ultimately, when there is a misunderstanding about what people expect from their employer or vice versa, we end up with deeply complicated challenges in the workplace. And if we do not address psychological contracts, then we have a team full of people who are confused, resentful, disengaged, burnt out, and just not happy with their workplaces. So, what can we do? Firstly, let's ask some important questions. What do your team members believe that they're owed beyond a check? Are there any unspoken promises about promotions or flexibility? Have recent workplace decisions or changes disrupted the trust or the understandings that people had about how things work in that organization? And are people's expectations now just misaligned with the organization's reality? Once you can start to ask and answer those questions honestly, then you can take some actionable steps, like holding team meetings or having one on one conversations to address misunderstandings. And once you're really ready, then you can take steps towards acknowledging the psychological breaches, even if you didn't know that they existed in the first place, and starting the process to repair and rewrite contracts and norms that everybody can agree with. At the core of repairing psychological contracts is remembering that we should never assume. We should always be curious and not certain about what other people think. If you want to learn more about psychological contracts or how we at Do Good Leadership Collective approach our repair process, then check out our Cultures of Wellbeing blog on our website. There we have more resources and tips on how to navigate the life of a nonprofit leader, and we are always happy to stay in touch to help you create a thriving nonprofit team.